to Ocean Talk. I'm your host, Dylan Rubenstall. Today's show is brought to you by Squirt Soda. Whether you're serving Squirt poolside or enjoying a yummy Squirt mixer, the citrus-flavored favorite is a guaranteed good time. Sound check, can you say 6 sexy salamanders stroked Sammy's spleen?
6 sexy salamanders stroked Sally's spleen. All right, well, I'm Meg Roh, and my hometown is Dana Point.
You heard it here, Meg Roh. Find her on the internet, find everything out about her.
At MEGR0H. I surfed every day for 8 consecutive years once.
What specifically about surfing keeps bringing you back to the ocean every day?
Oh gosh, it's so many things, and it's so hard to describe, I feel like, to talk about what brings you back to surfing, because I feel like you have so many good days, but at the same time, like, so many pretty, like, mediocre days. But the thing is, like, no matter how the day is, it just feels nice to get in the water. And I feel like everything's better after you've been in the water, and there's nothing that really describes the feeling of being on a wave and having the whole ocean behind you, and it's a pretty magical feeling. So I feel like that brings you back even if it's terrible out. There's this one little girl I took surfing one time, and she was like a friend of a friend's or somehow, and she was really into gymnastics, and she lived on a farm in Texas. And kind of a weird story, but she had been in some like really bad ATV accident on her ranch in Texas or whatever, and she could never do gymnastics again because her legs were really messed up. But I took her surfing like shortly after, as soon as she could walk and get in the water again, and she caught her first wave, and it was like the most magical, incredible feeling ever, because you could just see her face light up, and you could just feel all that magic that surfing brings. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. And it's little things like riding a wave.
How frequently do you think about the state of our oceans, honestly?
Like swell wise, or like we're gonna die wise?
Like our oceans are changing at an unprecedented rate.
You know, I definitely think about it a lot more when I'm in school than when I'm not at school.
Yes.
Or when I'm like out in the, like, if I've had like a long day at the beach and I notice there's a lot of like trash in the water, then I'm like, oh crap, like things are not looking good.
So given the effects of climate change on surf breaks, it's pretty hard to tell, and there's not a lot of or any research behind it, but do you think that climate change possibly has anything to do with the 2 abnormal years of pretty terrible waves we've had in Santa Barbara?
That's a hard one. I mean, I feel like you can't directly blame climate change though. But overarching, yes, but at the same time, you get swell patterns, and we've
Not so much of a definitive answer, more just possibly the start of of a long-term problem.
Then yes, and especially with, I feel like I've talked to I've Frank, so like a friend who grew up here and like used to come here and surf, and he went to UCSB and everything, and he used to talk about how great Pesky's used to be and how it was like a perfect like sandy beach and all this stuff and freaking barrels and all these things. And I'm sure you always remember things better than how they were, but like it seems like we're losing a lot of sand.
Shey Dorji. Shey, would you like to introduce yourself, where you're from?
Yeah, I'm from Los Osos, California. I started surfing because a lot of the older kids that I used to go see at the beach that I looked up to were all surfing, and I felt like a huge dork because I didn't surf.
What's the one thing about surfing that really sticks out to you?
I like being able to get away from people and to just be by myself. Yeah, maybe. The only time I've ever thought I was going to die is when I've been surfing.
Could you
Definitely.
elaborate a bit?
Yeah, I just had this session where nobody else was in the water, and my friend and I decided we were going to go surf, and we just convinced each other that it was manageable when it definitely wasn't. And we paddled out, and we both almost died. We almost drowned.
Now, what is the most recent thing you've done in an attempt to preserve or benefit our ocean's health?
That's pretty good. as an attempt to improve the ocean's health? Well, as a part of the local Surf Rider Foundation, we regularly participate in beach cleanups, picking up waste from the beaches, and then also promoting education about what people can do to help reduce pollution in the ocean, and just to keep people better informed about just the ocean's health and coastal health in general.
Do you feel that surfers are relatively involved in matters regarding ocean health?
I would say maybe compared to the general populace, yes, but maybe if you look at it from the perspective of how much time we spend in the ocean and how much time we think about the ocean as surfers, I would say it's pretty low involvement actually, especially in certain parts of the world like Southern California. I would say just from observationally, I think globally storm cycles are getting more intense. So we're having more intense storms and then periods of calm and then intense storms. So maybe it's just we're in one of those natural cycles, or it could have to do with changing temperatures globally.
Squirt soda. Squirt by yourself or squirt poolside with friends. The choice is yours. No, we're not gonna put you on the spot. All right.
What the fuck?
Hello. Okay. We're back with a new guest. Could you please introduce your name and where you're from?
My name's Shaun. I'm from Venice.
If you could pick one place, one activity, and one food, where would you be going? What would you be doing? And what would you be eating?
Probably go to Tahiti. Go surf in Tahiti and eat nasi goreng. I like the like exploring to go surf. Like, just go drive somewhere or go somewhere that you've never been, and it's really broadened my traveling horizons. Like, almost every trip that I've ever traveled on is for surfing, and you get to go to a bunch of new cultures, and you it's just it's an easy way to go places that are out of your comfort zone, and just explore. Best life experience was the moment I finished the Molokai to Oahu.
Could you elaborate on what that is for our viewers?
It's the World Championships for paddleboard racing. It's a 34-mile open ocean channel crossing between two of the islands in Hawaii, and it was probably the most accomplishing thing I've ever done in my life, and just finishing it it made me feel like I could do anything. It was really surreal.
What's the most recent thing you've done in an attempt to preserve or benefit our ocean's health?
Most recent thing I've done. I've tried to switch to 100% recycled board shorts. In Santa Barbara, we've had 2 years of pretty poor surf for the area, but there's still been really good surf on the other parts of California, which is where I run into the problem of just blanketly saying that it is because of climate change.
Yeah.
But I'd probably assume that a lot of it, or at least a part of it, is coming down to climate change, and brand ourselves out there and get more awareness towards our surf team so that we can enact change in the way that we treat Isla Vista, because I don't know, it's not the cleanliest place.
Thanks for listening to Ocean Talk. If you'd like to listen to more, please check out our website or additional podcasts like Ocean Chat or Ocean Discussion.